Hello, I am author Eileen Schnabel, author of the Kept Westgard Time Travel to the American Revolution, and today we are going to talk about rifles and guns in the American Revolution, ergo the cowboy hat. So my simple question for you is, in the American Revolution, would you rather have carried a rifle or a musket? And I had a woman come up to me at a recent book signing, and she told me her husband collects guns from the American Revolution, and it is a science unto itself. We're just get to some very basics, but it's an interesting question. So the difference between the two is considerable, and there's reasons you would want each. So if the question, as I said, was, would you rather carry a rifle or a musket in the Revolutionary War? I think having looked at this, the answer is it depends. So if you are a redcoat, they only carried the muskets, as did most of the American soldiers in the Revolutionary War. And a musket has a smooth barrel. So inside the barrel, it's smooth, which means when you shoot, your accuracy isn't all that good. I think it was 50 yards. I hope I'm right about that. I think that was right. On the other hand, if you're an American rifleman and you're carrying a rifle, specifically a Kentucky/Pennsylvania rifle, there's grooves inside inside the rifle barrel. So there's literally grooves, and when you shoot a bullet, it spins, and that gives you a lot more accuracy, up to 200 to 300 yards. So your first question might be, well, obviously I want the better accuracy, but there are some drawbacks. So to give you a sense of it here, this is, again, the size of a bullet, which actually was much smaller than I would have thought in the Revolutionary War, but that's the actual size. And this is a flint, because remember, you need a flint in those days. Well, here's the pros and cons. If you're carrying a musket, which would have been common, as we said, not only for the redcoats, but also for the typical American soldier, yes, you don't have accuracy, but you can actually load a musket twice as fast. So it's 15 to 30 seconds to load a musket with a bullet, whereas for a rifle, it's double that, so 30 to a minute, which means you are literally getting off two of these bullets in the same time. With a musket, you can get off two bullets versus one. You're also closer in quarters. And at the time, the ability to use a bayonet, which always sends chills, the thought of somebody coming at you with a bayonet, but a musket can have an attachment that has a bayonet, which helps with close quarter fighting, which was still happening a lot in the Revolutionary War, whereas a rifle doesn't have the ability to attach a bayonet. So those are kind of the pros and cons. So if you're in close quarters traditional fighting, the musket lets you load faster, and it allows you to have a bayonet. However, if you're, say, one of this guy, Daniel Morgan, he's in the book I'm writing now. If you're in one of his groups, you are definitely sharpshooters. They're known as sharpshooters, and you're using a rifle because you've got that long, not only a long barrel, but also the long accuracy. And they would be the ones who might hide up in trees, for example, and target. It's sort of a single shot, but it's much more deadly when they would target, say, British officers. So anyway, that was a little look at history and a little bit of American Revolution rifles. And I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed learning about it, and I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you.